Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to our respected examiners semua manajer Tokacil and Dr. Nur Azni Syahari. I am Nur Atira binti Sazali together with my fellow teammates.
I'm Nur Ajira binti Zakaria.
I am Nur Najihah binti Asladi.
From CS2476A, would like to present you our study entitled Forecasting the Rise of Yellow Fever Disease YFD using 4th order Runge-Kutta Method. Under supervision of Professor Madya Nur Saada Awang, thankfully we managed to come up with this study. Presentations consist of 5 chapters: Introduction, Literature Review, Methodology, Results and Conclusion.
Before going deeper into the presentation, here is the abstract to give you better insight about our research. Mathematical modeling has become an important tool to comprehend the pattern of infectious disease. Our main problem for this research is to forecast the rise of yellow fever disease. We aim to model yellow fever's transmission dynamics mathematically, to apply the RK4 method in the desired model to predict yellow fever outbreaks, and to compare real-life data and match the model data with real data. Since the SIR model alone could not fully be solved, we introduced the RK4 method to help solve the problem. As a result, the real data does not match the data from the model very well. Since gamma values plays an important role in shaping the graph, we managed to obtain more accurate data compared to the real data after fixing the gamma value. In conclusion, we managed to model the transmission dynamics of yellow fever disease with the help of RK4 method, and model data obtained was matched with real data to compare real-life situations.
Yellow fever disease is transmitted by Aedes aegypti mosquito bites. Though YFD does not spread from one person to another in direct manner, yellow fever virus can cause possibly lethal hemorrhagic sickness. The World Health Organization (WHO) has identified a yellow fever outbreak in Angola between December 2015 and November 2016, becoming the greatest yellow fever outbreak in the last 30 years, with 962 confirmed cases, 7,334 suspected cases, and 393 reported to WHO as of October 28, 2016. Since the 4th order Runge-Kutta method can provide the better accuracy in solving numerical differential equations, thus this paper will predict YFD outbreak using SIR method in combination with the 4th order Runge-Kutta method.
As for problem statement, the 3 fundamentals equations of SIR model alone could not fully solve our objective. Therefore, the RK4 method is introduced to model the transmission dynamics of yellow fever disease mathematically in order to predict the disease pandemic for better precision. The main objectives for this research are to model yellow fever transmission dynamics mathematically, to apply the RK4 method in the SIR model to predict yellow fever outbreaks, and to compare real-life data and match the model data with real data. Next is significance of the research. The SIR model and RK4 method will help to estimate the forecast of this disease with better approximation. Thus, the cost of relocation, the number of beds required, and the amount of vaccine required by hospitals can be calculated, helping the health sector to operate more effectively. The mathematical model of yellow fever disease epidemic will be useful for medical field.
Next is the scope and limitations. This study will focus on forecasting the rise of YFD in Angola by applying the SIR model and RK4 method. The data obtained is from the World Health Organization (WHO) situation report of YFD outbreak in Angola for 60 days from March 2016 and fixed with no birth or death. This study will not cover other problems that are not considered as one of the variables in forecasting the rise of YFD. The other people which do not fall as a population are not within the scope of this research. The accuracy of the study relies on the accuracy of the data obtained.
Ji and Jiang in 2014 investigated the triggering actions of an SIR epidemic model and managed to determine the disappearance and survival of the outbreak if the noise is minimal. Zhu and Ying in 2014 detected the source of information in a network follows the common SIR model and indicated that the estimator provided by the reverse infection algorithm is closer to the actual source. Goiken and Johnson in 2000 improved the efficiency of RK methods, resulting in a suggested RK process class of higher approximations. Fohomsiri and Udwadia in 2004 and Udwadia and Farhani in 2008 used 2 function evaluations per step for the 3rd order method, resulting in a constructed accelerated RK integration schemes, and developed the higher order accelerated RK methods respectively. Roberts and Tobias in 2000 predicted and prevented measles epidemics as well as managed to predict future epidemics problems. Steinberg and McHardy in 2012 used map pairwise antigenic distances by implementing non-negative least squares optimization, and vaccine strain for the AH3N2 virus was discovered.
Next, methodology. There are 6 main phases involved in this study. First, set up the objective. There are 3 objectives that have been set up for this study. Phase 2, select method to support SIR model. To assist the SIR model in solving this problem, the 4th order of RK method is chosen. The RK4 approach will be formulated to make it suitable to work with the SIR model. Phase 3, obtain data from WHO website. A secondary data will be used in this study. That is the data of the number of confirmed cases of yellow fever outbreak in Angola from March 2016 until April 2016. Phase 4, formulate SIR model. There are 3 different variables will be used to show the epidemic transition, which will be illustrated by the SIR model, where S is the number of susceptible people, I the number of infected people, and R is the number of recovered people. The total population of Angola refers to the number of persons who are susceptible, infected, and recovered. This model uses 2 parameters, which is beta infection rates and gamma is recovery rates. This equation is used to find the rate of change over time in the number of susceptible, recovered, and infected people. Phase 5, to parameterize SIR model. To calculate beta and gamma, another 2 parameters was defined, where D is the duration taken to recover from the disease, M is mortality rate per day for those who die. Therefore, 2 more equations were discovered, which is beta is equal to mortality rate per number of susceptible people and gamma is equal to 1 per duration taken to recover from the disease. Phase 6, to transform RK4 equation for SIR modeling. The rate of change over time in the number of susceptible people, recovered people, and infected people are used to find RK4. The right side is the formula to find the number of susceptible people. The left side is the formula to find the number of infected people, while the right side is the formula to find recovered people.
Next, we move on to the results and discussion of this study. The parameters with the following values are assigned based on the Angola data in 2016. Angola's population is N equal to 28,842,489. The number of persons infected I is equal to 309 with 42 people who died according to WHO data. The number of recovered people includes the number of people who have permanent immunity R is equal to 309. Therefore, the number of susceptible persons S is equal to the population who never get infected by YFD, which is 28,841,871. According to Eastman, the disease duration varies from 3 to 26 days. Thus, we choose the approximation at the midpoint of the disease duration, D is equal to 9.5 days. The mortality rate of YFD is 0.1359. As we can see from slide 17, gamma and beta were then obtained from information stated before. The data obtained was then applied into RK4 formulas generated in slide 20 and slide 21 to obtain the subsequent values of S, I, and R by using Microsoft Office Excel. The steps were repeated for 60 days and was then compared to the actual data obtained from WHO through the graph plotted in Microsoft Office Excel. As shown in the graph, the amount of people infected by yellow fever has been overstated by the model. We found that this is due to the inaccurate gamma values obtained from the approximations of the disease duration D. After fixing the gamma values by choosing beta D, we managed to obtain more accurate data. The gamma value that is the most appropriate is 0.117647,059. Although the fitted model does not perfectly match the actual data, it does demonstrate a considerably greater correlation between the number of infected persons.
In conclusion, the findings derived from modeling data can lead to totally diverse perspectives and views. With limited access to data in countries like Angola, it is difficult to give relevant predictions about the epidemic. However, we managed to model the transmission dynamics of yellow fever disease by applying the RK4 method in the SIR model. The model data obtained managed to forecast the rise of yellow fever disease by comparing the real-life data and matching the model data with real data to compare real-life situations.
Here there is some recommendation that can be proposed for future research. First, further research on a larger scale will include not just data from Angola, but also data from across the world with various climate changes, as climate change plays a significant role in this disease. Second, by adding new variables such as vaccination data, the SIR model can be modified. Since vaccination has a major impact on disease prevention, it might be relevant for further studies to include, so better precision can be obtained in the future. Third, there may be other methods that are suitable to predict disease outbreaks, such as exponential smoothing and the ARIMA model.
Shown on the screen was the references used.
Nesbitt once said, the most reliable way to forecast the future is to understand the present. That is all from us. Thank you.